Hey, what's up YouTubers, and welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts collection overview video. Today I'm going to be going through my Full Moon DVD collection. I don't have any Blu-rays from this company as of yet. There are a couple I would like to get, namely the Puppet Master series, the whole franchise on Blu-ray at some point. I do have some of them on DVD, you'll see that in this video. I do have a lot of their stuff on VHS, but we're just going to be focusing on the DVDs today. I have this shelf here in front of you, and then I also have a box set on the floor that's too big to fit on the shelf, so I will go through that last. Full Moon Video is a company owned by Charles Band, and they are a US movie production company and a movie distribution company. They release a lot of their movies directly to video, such as the Puppet Master franchise, the Killjoy series, Subspecies, and more. They were a big pioneer back in the VHS days. Say what you want about Charles Band, but I find him to be a genius when it comes to releasing movies and the tactics that he used for releasing movies. Some people say he used some shady tactics, and he may have. But I remember a lot of these films from back in the day in the 80s, and this was shortly after his Empire company went under, and then he formed the Full Moon Features company. So we will go through and I'll show you guys what I have in my collection. As always, you can leave a comment below and tell me what I'm missing, what I need to have in my collection, or what you would like to pick up. Maybe I inspired you to get something. You can leave that down below as well. I did alphabetize all of these. And let's get right into it here with the first one. There's a couple different ways you can put these on your shelves. They do have spine numbers. I don't know if you can see that at the top. It says Full Moon number 5. And they do have them in subcategories, such as this one here, the Full Moon Grindhouse Collection. There's different titles on some of these DVDs, but I just put them in alphabetical order just to make it a little easier for the video. There are also some of these are compilation DVDs. They're not really movies, and some of them are just kind of like sample pics or documentaries. For example, this one here is called Auditions, and it was a rare historic glimpse at the unique actors and bizarre personalities that showed up in Hollywood for the casting call of Fairy Tales 2 in 1978. So Linnea Quigley is in here, and some others. So you do kind of get a little bit of behind the scenes stuff, and there's kind of some sleaze involved with the Full Moon pictures, but there's a lot of fun stuff here too. Here's one called Bad Mothers. I'm not going to pronounce that there, but this one stars the Hammer, Fred Williamson, and it's definitely blaxploitation. They're calling this a Grindhouse Flicks original. You don't get much in the way of special features, but you do get a couple things, and this is hosted by Fred Williamson. So it's more or less a compilation DVD with a host. Here is Charles Band's Blood Dolls, and you can tell, you guys maybe have seen these or rented these back in the day, but a lot of these were definitely low budget, direct to video. Most of them were misses, but a couple were hits, and the Puppet Master series was probably their cash cow. And I'll admit some of those are pretty good. This one's called Blood of 1,000 Virgins. Most of these I picked up directly from Charles Band at Full Moon Video. You can check those out check them out online. I'll see if I can leave a link below if you guys want to check that out. But I did pick this one up in particular at FYE a couple years ago. I think I got it for like $5. And every once in a while, they'll have a special edition on the Full Moon website. Like this one here, it's called Bloodstone, Subspecies 2. It's a Ted Nicolau film. And on the back, it's handwritten that it was limited to 250 pieces. I got 65, and the blue signature there on the left is Charles Band, and the signature on the right is Ted Nicolau. And these were pretty decent films. if you're into the vampire and occult type films, those are pretty fun, the subspecies movies. Here's Stuart Gordon's Deathbed, another decent film. Had some pretty good practical effects, some pretty good kills in that movie. Here's a sci-fi movie called End of the World. Sci-fi thriller. I think I picked that one up at a pawn shop. And he released a lot of these titles on VHS back in the mid and late 80s, early 90s. And some of these, like this one here, Dream Maniac, was one that he released on DVD. I do have the VHS of this one. Here's one called Film Gore with special hostess Elvira. And this is another one of the compilation type films, and it says it includes murderous movie moments from the TCM, Snuff, 2000 Maniacs, Driller Killer, Blood Feast, and more. These are fun little films to put on if you have a party or you got a gathering of people. Pop those on, enjoy them. Here's some German Nazi exploitation, Fraulein Devil. I enjoy these sometimes. I have to be in a right mood to watch these type of movies, but these are pretty fun. Here's another one that was released on VHS, and he re-released it on DVD. Headless Eyes. It says it was too gory for the silver screen. Here's one called Horror Vision. I don't remember if I did show my full moon collection. I'm sure I did at some point, but it's been a while, and I do have a few new subscribers since then, so I thought I'd go ahead and upload another one. Another upload of my full moon collection. Yesterday, I posted a poll on Facebook, or not on Facebook, on YouTube, and it seemed like I had 4 choices. It was full moon collection, Mondo Macabro, my Western collection, or my Synapse Films collection, and they were all very close, like within a point or two of each other, and it seemed like the Western was winning. I decided that I'm going to record my Western video at some point this weekend coming up. It's going to be a very long video. It may be about an hour, and I was wondering if you guys would like me to do a live stream of that video, if you guys would maybe join in and chat. It would make the stream go a little bit better for a long stream. Otherwise, I can just record a 1-hour video and show the whole collection in one video. But comment below, let me know how you feel about that. And over the next couple days, I guess I'll do the Synapse and Mondo Macabro videos, because those are shorter, and then at the weekend I'll do the Western collection. But anyway, here's a good film. This is called Intruder. This definitely needs a Blu-ray upgrade from me. I know it does have a Blu-ray release. This is a Sam Raimi film with Bruce Campbell, and it's a good slasher film. And then they re-released it in a special edition with a different cover, and this was limited to 250. I got number 47, and this one was signed, I think it was just signed by Charles Band there in that blue. It would have been nice if Sam Raimi signed it, but I think that was just Charles Band's signature. Next one is called Mansion of the Doomed. That's a really cool cover, and this was also a VHS release. That's a beauty right there. Pretty freaky movie. It did have some pretty cheesy practical effects, but there's a lot of blood in this movie. Next one is called Mutant Hunt. Some low dollar sci-fi. These were from his old company, Empire Pictures, that he ported over to his new company, Full Moon. Here's Necropolis. There's a website there at the bottom, fullmoondirect.com, if you want to go check him out And he has sales quite a bit, so you can get some of these for dirt cheap. Next one is called The Possessor. Kind of an exorcism ripoff. Here's another one of their special releases. This one is Puppet Master, the classic first film. And this one was signed by Charles Band. And it was limited to 250 at number 10, but that cover is beautiful. I had to grab this one. And like I say, I got to pick up the Puppet Masters on Blu-ray at some point. I want to get that trunk. There's that Toulon trunk, and it opens up, and you get the, I think they're in digipacks, I'm not sure, but I think that set is over $100 if you can even find it. I think it's out of print. But the next one is SS Hellcamp, some more Nazi exploitation, Nazi horror film, women behind bars and such. Next one is a sword and sandal called Thor the Conqueror, and it's definitely a rip-off of your Conans and stuff like that. But it's a fun watch. The next one is called Tormentor, a slasher film. Next one is called Totem, very low budget. I did not care too much for this one. But this next one I absolutely love this film. This is a very good film. For those of you who have never seen Tourist Trap, I definitely recommend it. It's almost kind of like House of Wax, only instead of the wax figures, you get some mannequins in this one. And there's a crazy guy. Chuck Connors plays, I'm not going to give anything away, but Chuck Connors plays a lonesome loner who is a little deranged, and he has a very odd setup at his house. I'll just leave it at that. And people stumble across it, and they find out they have a horrifying time with that. The next one is called Trancers, Tim Thomerson and Helen Hunt. This one was signed by Tim Thomerson and Charles Band, and it was limited to 250 pieces. I got number 19. So that's a pretty fun film from the 80s. Next one is called Trauma. This is an Italian film, Italian slasher. And this was a pretty decent watch. I enjoyed this one. It's a pretty cool cover too. Always with the black gloves. Next one is from the writer of the Subspecies trilogy. It's called Vampire Journals. Ted Nicolau again. The next one is called Vengeance of the Dead. The Dead Never Forget. This one was pretty good. It had some pretty good practical effects, some pretty good gore in it. Next one has many different titles, but we're going to call it White Slave. It has 2 or 3, 4 different titles. It's also called the Catherine Miles story, and they say it's supposed to be based on a true story. Next one is called The Legend of the Wolf Woman, and they're saying this one is supposed to be a true story as well. Next one is called Zambo, a guy who becomes one with the animals. Here's a compilation called Zombie-thon. The liveliest festival of the dead is about to begin, and this is just basically compilation of all these different movies. Oasis of the Zombies, Return of the Zombies, White Zombies, Space Zombies, 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 Zombies. Like we don't have enough of that these days, but it's still a fun watch. The next one is the Killjoy trilogy. Let me see if I can put this back up. We don't want to make a mess. Bring this down to the floor. These are all 3 of the Killjoy films in one big red box. These movies aren't great, but they're still fun to watch. I mean, I know these get a bad rap. A lot of people don't care too much for these, and they're not very good, but they're still okay to watch. That's the original Killjoy. Killjoy 2. And Killjoy 3, You Can't Keep a Bad Clown Down. So masterpieces, these are not, but they are still fun to watch, in my opinion. So that was the Killjoy trilogy. And let me see if I can switch these around a little bit so we don't have a big mess. This is called Full Moon Classics for the first time on DVD, but this one came out probably over a decade ago. And you get, what is that, 5 movies, each come in their own case. You get Dark Angel, Mandroid, Lurking Fear, Robot Wars, and Invisible. And this is what it looks like. It's volume 2. I don't have volume 1. And I'm not sure which movies came with that one, but these are what they look like. They kind of have the generic same cover, so we don't really have to get into all of that. And then what the disc looks like, it just has the title on the disc with the art, which is cool, because a lot of times some of the earlier DVDs didn't have disc art, so I'll take that. And then the last one is the big boy in the collection. And this is called the Archive Collection Full Moon Features. It's an 18 DVD box set. It was limited and signed. Charles Band signed that in silver Sharpie. It was limited to 900. I got number 501. And let me see if I can maneuver this without dumping it all over. In this set, you get the first three Puppet Masters. There's that Toulon trunk I was telling you about. They made one for Blu-rays. I think they made one for DVDs too, but from what I understand, it's out of print and it's hard to find. So there's Doll Man. It's not hard to find. You can find it on eBay, but it's pretty expensive. And you get Demonic Toys, The Pit and the Pendulum. You also get Crash and Burn, Robot Wars, Arcade, Dr. Mordred, Castle Freak, Head of the Family, Trancers, Trancers 2, Trancers 3, then you get Subspecies, Subspecies 2, and Subspecies 3. And they each come in their own case. And I'll just pull one out to kind of show you what they look like. And it's kind of just a generic case. They all have the same image on the front, so I don't have to pull that out. And then at the bottom, it'll tell you which movie it is. So that was it, guys. That was my Full Moon collection. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know which ones I'm missing or which ones I need to get. Let me know if you guys want to pick any up. And other than that, comment below. Let me know if you guys think I should do a live stream on the weekend for the Western collection. The thing about that is it'll be long, and I usually don't get very many viewers for the live stream, so I may just record a video and post it. So anyway, guys, I've been talking too much. I'm going to get going now. Take care. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.